February 23rd, 2001. The Irwin Center in Austin, Texas is filled for its first night at the fights. Jesus Chavez is looking to gain a world title shot as he takes on former IBF World Featherweight champ Tom Boom Boom Johnson. But at 36, will Johnson be able to hold off the 28-year-old young gun for the scheduled 12-rounder? Miguel Cotto and Jason Doucette in their professional debuts. Both have promising futures, but who will prevail as they explode onto the boxing scene? On the undercard, son of former heavyweight champ Leon, Cory Spinks is on a 12-bout winning streak as he faces Dennis Allen. Allen had a promising start with 14 straight wins before suffering 3 consecutive losses.
6,500 seats sold at the Frank Irwin Center on the campus of the University of Texas. The first boxing match in this building in the 24-year history of the building. Friday Night Fights presented by Miller High Life. Cory Spinks and Dennis Allen in a 10-round welterweight bout. Dennis Allen to your left, Cory Spinks to your right. Spinks, the son of former heavyweight champion Leon Spinks, who is in the ring with his son. And we take a look first at Dennis Allen. The Magic Man is 28 years of age from North Dakota, now fighting out of Las Vegas, Nevada. 22-3 with 11 knockouts. And he has not fought since August the 25th. He had a win against Mahan Washington, and he's been in against nondescript opposition. Those last 5 have a winning percentage of 46%. 23-year-old Cory Spinks is 25-1. He hails from St. Louis, Missouri, 147 pounds, and he has 10 knockouts on his professional resume from St. Louis, Missouri. His last 5 opponents, last 2 have been on Friday Night Fights. He had the win against Luis Vasquez. Said he really couldn't mix it up in that last fight because he had stitches in his mouth and did no sparring leading up to that bout against Vasquez. He was not very effective. He injured himself in his house, fell down. Jerry McKenzie is the referee. Texas rules will be used for this first bout of the evening, and they are as follows. 3 knockdown rule is in effect. No standing 8 count. Fighter can be saved with the bell in the final round. When the referee stops it, accidental foul, they'll go to the scorecards after 4 rounds are complete. And action underway. Spinks in the silver, Allen in the teal. Allen says that Spinks is very slick. He's fought a couple of southpaws in his career. Allen says this is the first time in his career that he's known that he was fighting a southpaw ahead of time, where he's had time to prepare.
Spinks is a man with fast hands, slick, cutie. Defensively, that means he's real sound. Likes to use his legs to step out, make you come into counter punches, but no pop in his punch, as they say.
His father Leon in his corner, although not handling any of the training. Cory was born 5 days after his father Leon beat Muhammad Ali for the heavyweight title back in 1978. Spoke with his uncle Michael 2 days ago. Great light heavyweight champion. Talk about technique.
Well, technically, Spinks is very solid. If you lay back on him, he'll get off with those fast hands, Bob. Quick combination, Spinks will do. And otherwise, he will step out, try to walk you into traps. Use his legs to step back and set up counters. Either with that back left hand from the southpaw position or the right hook from the southpaw position, which orthodox fighters are not used to dealing with.
Not a very big ring. About 18 feet by 18 feet inside the ropes. Allen, who did some sparring work with Oscar De La Hoya in his preparation for Shane Mosley and with Fernando Vargas in his preparation for Felix Trinidad in Las Vegas, feels he gained some experience working with those guys. We'll see how it translates into a live fight.
Yes, because this is a big step up in class for Allen. As you mentioned, most of his opponents on that record nondescript.
Only one guy, Lonnie Smith, back in 1997, a notable, and he lost a unanimous decision. Allen was dropped twice in that fight against the former WBC champion.
And the 35-year-old former WBC champion.
Nice combination by Spinks.
Spinks a little bit shorter than Allen. But it goes to show you that you don't have to force your way in because you're shorter. There's more ways than one to skin a cat. He steps out, makes the taller man come to him.
Slapping right hand from Spinks, but it found the mark. Final seconds of the first round. A pretty good round for Cory Spinks. Scheduled for 10. Well, coming up in tonight's main event here on Friday Night Fights, we have the NABF Super Featherweight Championship. Jesus Chavez holds the title. Now fights out of Austin, Texas, and he will take on a former decorated world champion in Tom Boom Boom Johnson. Glad you could join us for Friday Night Fights. Bob Hoppa along with Teddy Atlas. And Teddy, Jesus Chavez has had problems with the law. He's been deported from the United States on 2 separate occasions, but now he has clearance to be here. He has his green card, his permanent residence. He's fighting in Austin for the first time in 3 years, but this could be dangerous because he's fighting a guy in Tom Johnson who is not going to be swayed or bothered by a hometown crowd.
Well, you just mentioned experience is what you're talking about. Experience doesn't get bothered by those things that you just mentioned. The only thing that Chavez will hope for is that the 36-year-old Johnson doesn't have those legs, those young legs anymore. Because let's face it, Johnson in some of his late fights has looked like a guy that we're not sure how much is left. That's the key. But as you mentioned, Johnson will not be bothered by any of his surroundings here. And he will not be intimidated or impressed by the terrific record of Chavez.
So that is coming up in our main event tonight here in Austin, Texas. Round number 2 underway between Cory Spinks and Dennis Allen. You see the numbers. Spinks busier and more accurate, landing 25% of his punches.
Turn him loose. Turn him loose. But hold it.
I asked Cory yesterday about the lack of pop, the fact that he really doesn't knock guys out. And he said, listen, I do what I do. I put my punches together. I try to win the fights that are put in front of me. If I can catch guys, I can get them out. But I don't have that big punch, but it doesn't seem to bother him.
What hasn't bothered other fighters in the past that have been able to go on and attain world titles? Mildred Taylor comes to mind.
Well, Allen is down. So Spinks shows some power there. Allen struggling to get up.
If you land clean, you don't need big power. And Spinks picked the right punch there, Bobby. Switched to the uppercut. It landed clean.
Spinks putting his punches together. He told us yesterday he was going to dig in a little bit more than he did in his last fight. And Allen's down again.
And a nice body punch placed in between that flurry by Spinks.
Remember, the 3 knockdown rule is in effect in the state of Texas.
Spinks is pretty. What I mean by that, technically, he's really a joy to watch. He knows where to place the punches.
But he's going to the body now. A right hand by Allen at the last second because I think referee Jerry McKenzie was seriously thinking about stepping in.
Right now, Spinks wants to give himself room to punch so Allen cannot smother him.
Dennis Allen has been dropped twice here in the second round. Spinks trying to finish him.
This is where Spinks should be concentrating on that body. You don't have to be a big banger. You catch a guy clean now.
Referee Jerry McKenzie steps in and stops it. Just as Allen was throwing a right hand.
He's not hurting me. He's not hurting me.
Good right hook landed by Spinks. And because of the prior 2 knockdowns, the referee had his mind made up. Nice selection of punches by Spinks. Calculating punches. Place punches. Accurate punches.
2:17 of round number 2. Cory Spinks, not known for his pop, gets his 26th win and his 11th stoppage. He said he was going to dig in a little bit more than he had in his last fight against Vasquez. The cut in his mouth was healed. His dad, Leon Spinks, former heavyweight champion of the world, pulled off one of the biggest upsets in boxing history when he knocked off Muhammad Ali back in 1978. And the next generation, Cory Spinks, gets the win against Dennis Allen, who has been stopped for the first time in his career as he stepped up in class. Spinks outlanded Allen 23-5 in the second round, 48-19 overall, according to CompuBox. Left hand on the inside, Teddy. Good shot there by Spinks.
Nice selection of punches, mixing them around, picking his spots, putting them together pretty nice.
And then here's the end of the fight with Allen trapped in the corner. Spinks went to the head. Referee Jerry McKenzie stepped in, and that was it. Cory Spinks gets the stoppage in round number 2. The 23-year-old continues to roll.